Welcome to your daily news brief. All the news, none of the noise. Like and subscribe to keep up. Here are the top highlights making headlines in the news today. Ukraine suspects Russia involved in killing of former parliamentary speaker, says police chief. 35 shot, 5 dead, in Chicago amid Trump's threat to deploy National Guard. 2 planes collide midair at Colorado Airport. After talks with Xi and Modi, Putin says NATO enlargement has to be addressed for Ukraine peace. Large gatherings, multiple incidents prompt police presence near University of Dayton. Indonesia's deadly protests paused but deep resentment remains. Here's what to know. Israel kills Hamas spokesperson as security cabinet meets to discuss expanding offensive in Gaza. Farmers warn beloved breakfast staple may soon be unaffordable. Here's what you need to know. People are calling this J.D. Vance habit his single most obnoxious characteristic, and I have to agree. White House moves forward on plans for a Department of War, WSJ reports. XRP bullish patterns point to $5 as Korean buyers start to accumulate. Newsom outflanks Trump again in battle over Kamala Harris's security. POTUS takes away ex-VP's Secret Service protection just before book tour. Texas Congressman Dan Crenshaw faced MAGA's full fury as his constituents demanded the GOP release more details of the late financier's crimes and affiliations. Finland is on the verge of an incredible human-made alteration deep beneath the earth. They'll hold a total of 5,500 tons of waste. 11-year-old dies after being shot while ding-dong ditching in Houston, police say. A Chinese student was questioned for hours in the U.S., then sent back even as Trump policies shift. Stay tuned as we break down the stories behind these headlines. Ukraine suspects Russian involvement in the death of former parliamentary speaker Andrei Paruby.
Police Chief Ivan Vyhivsky stated this crime was not accidental.
The suspect was apprehended in the Khmelnytsky region.
Interior Minister Ihor Klimenko said the crime was carefully planned.
The suspect disguised himself as a courier and fired 8 times at Paruby.
Chief Vyhivsky confirmed the shooter ensured Paruby was deceased.
The arrest occurred just 36 hours after the incident.
Paruby served as parliamentary speaker from April 2016 to August 2019.
Over Labor Day weekend, Chicago witnessed a surge in gun violence, leaving 5 dead and 30 injured.
This included a drive-by shooting that wounded 7 people late Saturday.
President Donald Trump renewed his threat to deploy federal agents and National Guard troops to Chicago.
Governor J.B. Pritzker and Mayor Brandon Johnson opposed this intervention.
Trump warned Governor Pritzker to address the crime swiftly or face federal intervention.
Pritzker called Trump's plan illegal, unconstitutional, and un-American.
Mayor Johnson expressed grave concerns about the potential deployment, fearing it could escalate tensions.
He signed an executive order to protect Chicago from federal overreach.
Russian President Vladimir Putin discussed the Ukraine conflict with leaders from China and India.
Putin stated that addressing North Atlantic Treaty Organization expansion is crucial for lasting peace in Ukraine.
He believes the West attempted to draw Ukraine into its sphere of influence in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization alliance.
Putin emphasized the need to eliminate the root causes of the crisis for a sustainable resolution.
He also called for a fair balance in the security sphere, echoing previous Russian demands regarding North Atlantic Treaty Organization and European security.
Putin expressed appreciation for the peace efforts and proposals from both China and India.
He also highlighted understandings reached with former United States President Donald Trump, hoping they contribute to resolving the conflict.
China and India remain significant purchasers of Russian crude oil.
Large gatherings and multiple incidents requiring police intervention prompted a large police presence near the University of Dayton late Sunday night.
Just before 11 post-meridian Sunday, the University of Dayton sent out a campus-wide alert of increased incidents near campus requiring police action.
The university also reported via a campus-wide alert that there were shots fired in the area of Brown Street near Stewart Street.
University officials said there was a large gathering on Kefauver Street Sunday evening.
During the gathering, there were multiple incidents requiring police intervention in areas surrounding campus.
Law enforcement, including University of Dayton Police and City of Dayton Police, cleared streets in the student neighborhood and had students return to their residences.
Several large groups of individuals, not believed to be affiliated with the university, left campus and moved to the area of Brown and Stewart Streets.
Brown Street between Stewart and Wyoming was shut down to vehicular traffic for a short time, but has since reopened after crowds were dispersed.
Indonesia's worst protests in years have paused after government intervention.
5 people were killed after protests over housing perks for lawmakers turned violent.
The unrest escalated as protesters set fire to buildings and looted homes.
President Prabowo Subianto cancelled a trip to address the turmoil.
Protesters opposed a housing allowance for lawmakers 10 times the average minimum wage.
Economic hardship and rising living costs fueled the discontent.
A rideshare driver's death triggered further protests nationwide.
Prabowo announced reduced lawmaker benefits but ordered stern action against rioters.
Israel has killed Hamas spokesperson Abu Abaida, also known as Hudayfa Khallout.
He was responsible for releasing hostage videos and footage of the initial Hamas attack.
Israel's security cabinet met to discuss expanding the Gaza offensive but not a ceasefire.
Families of hostages protested the lack of ceasefire discussions.
At least 43 Palestinians have been killed since Saturday, many while seeking aid.
Some civilians were shot while trying to obtain food in the Netzarim corridor.
Many Palestinians in Gaza City are too exhausted to evacuate despite warnings.
7 more Palestinians died from malnutrition-related causes in the last 24 hours.
J.D. Vance has been criticized for repeatedly demanding expressions of gratitude.
He previously clashed with President Zelensky of Ukraine over this issue.
Vance recently questioned New York City mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani's gratefulness towards the United States.
He called for Mamdani to show gratitude instead of criticizing the country.
Many people online have criticized Vance for these comments.
Some have called him whiny and described his demands for gratitude as obnoxious.
Others defended Mamdani and highlighted his positive campaign focused on celebrating New York City.
Some also pointed out former President Donald Trump's negative comments about the United States.
The Trump administration is exploring renaming the Department of Defense to the Department of War.
While congressional action is likely required, the White House is considering alternatives.
The White House underscored President Trump's focus on military offense.
President Trump believes the military should be focused on both defense and offense.
XRP experienced a 4.3% decline between August 28 and August 29.
Korean exchanges purchased approximately $45.5 million worth of XRP during this period.
This suggests institutional demand from South Korea despite retail investors reducing their holdings.
South Korea has often influenced price movements in certain alternative cryptocurrencies.
This accumulation by Korean institutions could create a price floor for XRP.
While some large investors moved Dogecoin to Binance, Korean desks increased their XRP exposure.
XRP ledger activity increased with a 20% rise in active addresses.
This rise occurred prior to the decentralized media launch on September 12.
Former Vice President Kamala Harris is about to embark on a book tour.
However, former President Donald Trump recently revoked her extended Secret Service protection.
This decision has sparked a political clash between Trump and California Governor Gavin Newsom.
Newsom has reportedly arranged for the California Highway Patrol and Los Angeles Police Department to provide security for Harris.
The usual 6 months of post-vice presidency protection had been extended to 18 months for Harris by President Joe Biden.
Trump rescinded this extension in a letter to the Department of Homeland Security.
While Harris's office offered a brief public statement of gratitude to the Secret Service, Newsom's office declined to comment on the new security arrangements.
This move by Newsom has been interpreted as a response to what some see as Trump's increasingly authoritarian actions. Finland is becoming the first nation to bury spent nuclear fuel deep underground.
This long-term storage solution addresses the risks associated with radioactive waste.
The Onkalo project, meaning cave in Finnish, is a massive underground repository.
It will hold over 5,500 tons of waste from Finland's power plants.
The International Atomic Energy Agency considers Onkalo a game-changer.
Finland is a decade ahead of other nations in this area of waste management.
The project uses a multi-barrier system of copper, clay, and bedrock.
This isolates the waste and mitigates the risks of contamination and radiation exposure. An 11-year-old boy died in Houston after being shot while playing Ding Dong Ditch.
He was with other children ringing doorbells and running from homes.
Someone chased and shot the boy as he ran from a house.
He was transported to a hospital and pronounced dead the next day.
One person was detained but later released.
Investigators are reviewing surveillance video and working with the district attorney's office.
A homicide detective stated it will more than likely be a murder charge.
He noted the shooting does not appear to involve self-defense.
A Chinese philosophy student was recently deported from the United States after 36 hours of detention.
He had arrived at a Texas airport with proper documentation and a full scholarship to the University of Houston.
The student, identified only as GU, had even previously studied at Cornell University without incident.
He was banned from re-entering the United States for 5 years.
GU is one of many Chinese students facing increased scrutiny upon arrival in the United States.
This comes despite President Donald Trump recently expressing a welcoming stance towards Chinese students.
Some United States officials remain suspicious of Chinese students, particularly those in technological fields.
There is concern about potential links to the Chinese government and military.
Thank you for listening. Stay informed, stay aware, and join us again for more updates that matter. Until next time, until next time, until next